What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be working on this Sportsman 570, hopefully get it running, get everything back together in the motor. Let's get right into it. Okay, so first thing, this is the broken decompression system that I mistakenly broke because I put the cam in the wrong spot. But I made a little short video on how to replace this. I have replaced it. It's on this exhaust cam now. So we need to put this on, and we need to now put all these new tappets on. I got all new tappets for the machine, and I have a little guide thing I made here to show exactly which tappet goes where for the measurements that I use. So here's all the tappets. The sizes are in here. It's probably going to be hard to see on here with the lighting. I think this is a 490. Anyway, so they all go in specific places, and we're going to go ahead and go over to the quad and start putting them in. All right, so sorry if you hear some background noise. I actually have a heater going. It's like 32 degrees outside right now, and I am in shorts, stupidly, but in my garage it's not super cold. But here is the top of the motor. This is the exhaust intake side, and my little sheet I made. These are the old tappets, and I used feeler gauges to get the correct specs, you know, the tolerance and stuff. So anyway, this little sheet I made, the exhaust here is on this side, and number one is going to be a 520. So we need to get a 520 in, and I bought 3 new tappets and 1 used tappet. So we'll see how that works out. This is the 520. Supposedly this is supposed to be a new one, but it's actually taped up, which is crazy. They don't seem very new. So these things, actually, they need to be oiled. It's best if you lube them up a little to slide them on. So I'm going to add a little lube to this one. And it should slide kind of in there. Sometimes they can be finicky. Okay, there's the 520. Now for 2, I need a 523, which I don't think they make a 523, but they do make a 522. Which again is the other one that I paid for that was new. Supposedly that looks used, but again, it's not that big of a deal. So let's get this old one out if I can. I have oil on my hand now, so I can't really grab it. I'm gonna have to probably get some pliers. So with some pliers, you can kind of grab these things and they come right out. These are originally, that's a 495 originally. So here's a 522. Get this sucker in. See, sometimes they just do not want to go in. Okay, that one goes in. I'm going to slide this intake cam over and pull these out. Now, I'll pull you around so closer. This is the damage that was done because I had the cam on the wrong side. So it actually cracked this case right here a little bit. It chipped some of these pieces off, and I've knocked off all the ones that would come off. But we'll get in here closer in a second. Let me finish putting these 2 new ones in. So number 3 is going to be a 486. I have a 488, I believe. So number 3 is a 486, and I have a 488. This is the only one that I think that actually looks new for the things that I bought that were all new that actually aren't, which is crazy. Pull that out. I don't know why sometimes these things go in so easy and sometimes they don't. I don't understand. It's just the way you put them in. So the last one we need is going to be a 490. And what's in there is a 495. So here's our 490, and it slips in. All right, so now what we can do, actually I'm gonna bring you guys closer to show you what happened over here. So if you look, it chipped some of that case off. It's maybe hard to tell on here, I'm not sure. I mean, you could obviously see it. And it was scraping on this tappet, but I was able to file it away a little to knock it off, and the tappet moves in and out freely. But for the most part, I'm just gonna hope that it works and functions properly. So now we're going to put the cam on, put both cams on, put the timing chain on, make sure it's timed evenly. It should be top dead center right now. We're going to go ahead and find out, and then I'm going to recheck all the clearances and make sure they're good, and then put the head on, or the top of the head here, the valve cover, valves. That's what those things are, valves. I don't know why I couldn't think of the name. The valve cover on, and it should be done, and then I can start putting everything back together on the quad. Okay, so here's our exhaust cam with the new decompression thing. Put this sucker in here. I can get it in there like that. Now, on these cams, there are these little lines. One's for I for intake, E for exhaust. So you want to make sure the I is flat here and the E is flat here. Actually, I'm pretty sure the floor is not top dead center, so I'm probably gonna have to take the cam out again. It's not. So let's remove this cam, put it back somewhere safe, and then I'm going to twist this until it's top dead center. It would help if I had an extra hand to hold this light, but I don't. So we're just gonna have to work with what we got. Now you're gonna want to spin your clutch over here until you see an arrow, and don't let your chain get bound up, because it can happen. Okay, there's my arrow. You want to kind of in line with the bolt hole that's over here. So now that the arrow is in line, I can take the exhaust cam and make sure the lobes are facing out on the exhaust and the intake and the exhaust cam, and make sure your little lines are parallel with the top of the head here. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. Probably should just put it in here like this. Probably be easier. Okay, so this obviously needs to spin quite a bit. It has to go this way again. Okay, so that's right. So if it's tight, this one is off a little here. The exhaust needs to spin one. Okay, so that's even. All right, so right there is even. So what we need to do now, the motor is top dead center. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a couple of these bolts and secure this cam retainer. I'm not sure what this thing is called. It just slips on here, and I'm gonna tighten a couple of these bolts in. There's a pattern you're supposed to go off of. I can't remember it off the top of my head right now, but we're not torquing these down in this moment. Even though I'm pretty sure the pattern is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or something very similar to that. So, but we're gonna put, I mean, we could put all of them in. I just have to have this in here to check the clearances for the tappets, because that was the whole point of having all these on. Okay, with that on, we're going to check the clearances with this little feeler gauge I got. Now I know off the top of my head, I replaced, I believe, the intake, and I think the intake has to be a 152 plus or minus 0.05 millimeters. So, well, that's not a good sign. And the exhaust is supposed to be a 0.2. It's not a good sign at all. Let's try a 127. Okay, what am I doing wrong? I don't understand why these are not fitting. Is that calculator I used wrong? Because that would suck. Okay, 100 fits. 100 fits on this one. Okay, now I know these are supposed to be 2. So the exhaust is supposed to be a 2. Okay, it fits, but it can only go up to 2.5. So let's hope this doesn't fit. Nope, that fits. Oh gosh. That doesn't fit. That kind of fits. Okay, I don't know. I'm super confused. They're kind of within spec, so that's all I'm going off of. I'm tired of messing with this thing. This is the stupidest thing to mess with. I have tightened these. Now, I do not recommend doing this. Using an impact for this. But I feel safe enough that I'm going to go ahead and use it. put this clutch gas, or the head gasket here on. It should just kind of fall into place here. Kind of has a groove it sits on. Get this thing on so I can get the head on, the valve cover. And then I did read somewhere that you're supposed to replace these little rubber washers on these things, but that's not something I'm doing. Because at the moment I just want this thing to run. Probably actually should make sure it turns over fine. So that's what we're gonna do first, before I put all this on and have to take it off. I don't think the battery's gonna be, the battery is completely dead actually, so that's nice. Okay, I've plugged up a battery charger to it to see if it turns over. It is dead, beyond dead, so we gotta let it charge for a second. Make sure it has a decent connection. Okay, it's getting something. I think it just needs to sit here for a second, get some voltage. That battery's shot. I'm gonna let it charge for a second. Okay, just turn it on. Lights are on. Let's see if it turns over. It seems like it's working fine. Get it back to hopefully top dead center or somewhere close. Seems like it's close. And I'm gonna recheck the clearances here and see what happens. I'm gonna leave the key off and let this battery charge up a little more. I don't think it's gonna be salvageable. These are supposed to be a 1.5, doesn't fit. 1.5, doesn't fit. This is a 1.52. Not that that really matters because a 1.27 is supposed to fit. And it's not fitting. So either the numbers I wrote down were wrong or the calculator I used was wrong. A 100 fits, so at least it's still within spec. And the same with the exhaust. It can't go above a 0.25 or a 2.5. It won't fit there, and it kind of fits there. So we'll see. So at least I know it turns over. I'm gonna go ahead and put this case head cover on, valve cover. Can't talk, so put all these things back on. I'm sure these have a specific torque that you're supposed to use. I'm not gonna use it. I'm just gonna zip it with the impact and on the lowest setting. I wish there was a way to, there was no compression in this. Also, I had the spark plug out, but I wish there was a way to add fuel and air and hook everything up without having to put everything back on, because that really sucks. But let me go ahead and do this. Okay, so I've got the valve cover on. I got the little intake here. I'm gonna put the throttle body on. I forgot to start the camera. So this goes on there. And I don't remember exactly which way this thing goes. It goes like this. Right there, like that. Okay. So now that that's on there, I should be able to tighten that. I need to put this little 8mm bolt back in. This, whatever this sensor is right here. And then I need to tighten this pipe clamp thing here with a flathead. Unless that's an 8mm, which would be, it's not. Okay, got this pipe clamp. I forgot I also need to put the exhaust back together. So, which I could put it back together and leave it on because I don't have any plans on taking the head all the way off again. So it should be okay to go all the way back on. Which I'm not sure if you can see, it's down here and it uses some springs and stuff. One is still attached and one is not. So, and Rev 6 comes with a, like this is the little thing that came with this. I think it goes here like that. This is the one they gave. So I'm not sure if I should just reuse mine or what the deal is or what this little thing is. I'm assuming it's for this exhaust. Honestly, don't know. So this needs to go like this. This needs to go in here. How is that? I just don't see how that is supposed to seal anything, but I mean, it is kind of a, we're just going with the flow right now, so. This exhaust thing is not in the right place either, so I'm confused. So this has to go like that. Okay. And this one has to somehow fit in here. Did that work? Maybe. I don't know how this is gonna tighten. Seeing as how it doesn't, looks like it's all cockeyed. I'm not sure. Let's see if we can at least get these in, which I don't think we're going to be able to the way this drill sits, which is unfortunate. Maybe this one? No. That sucks. How did I do these? Like that? I guess so. Didn't do that one like that, that's for sure. That one went right in. That one's right in. I got one more, I'll have to use a ratchet. Maybe use a ratchet. I have to use an extension. Okay. That is now in. Now they have spring pullers for these, but I've just been using these pliers here and pulling, and it actually has worked out decently. So that's exactly what I'm going to do now. Maybe. Let's help if that's on all the way. Like that. Whew. Here's our other one. Okay, that's good to go. So we got air, we got exhaust, we need to put this spark plug back in, and now we can add the fuel tank. And I'm just gonna set it up here to make sure that it gets fuel and stuff. Now I'm gonna have to obviously do an oil change. It needs an oil change, but I just want to turn it over a couple times with compression. Actually, I probably should do that now. Make sure it's all good. That's what I always hate. These dang spark plug things never come out. And the wire that I took off goes right here, like that. Spark plug wires go in. Seems pretty loose, but anyway, we're gonna try to run it without anything on there. See if we can get some compression. Needs battery, needs some juice. Let's see. Okay, that seems like it's working okay. Now we're gonna add fuel. And turn this off though. Okay, this little thing needs to be plugged in. That. Here's our fuel tank. It goes this way. This connects to that, which can't go down because these bolts. Take these off. Like that. It should slide on. That's our fuel. We have one cord over here that needs to be plugged in. You probably can't see anything now, sorry. That. Now, I think that's everything. I think I should be able to get fuel now once I siphon this pump a few times. Okay, this is just a like a runoff hose here. It needs to come up over this, over that. On there like that. Okay, and I do need, it does need coolant because I drained the coolant, but again, I'm just trying to see if it fires. So I think we should be ready. I'm gonna crack my garage and try to see if this thing will turn over and fire. Here we go. This is the first start, or attempted first start, since replacing the top end. Let's hope nothing blows up. Probably need to run the fuel pump a couple times to get fuel. Oh, I need to put the spark plug, the wires on. That would definitely help. These are on right. Yeah. Okay, that's on. Missing something else. I don't think I am. I have fuel, right? Oh yeah, I got fuel. Maybe I should turn the key. Okay, something's not catching. Not quite sure if it, maybe it has to have the filter on. I don't know. Like with that back pressure. What else am I missing? Did I put everything on? Is this getting fuel? Oh, definitely getting fuel. Yeah, that's getting fuel. I have to let that air out now. It's getting fuel. All right, it started. And there's a lot of smoke. So I'm thinking that this exhaust thing I put on the ring that Rev 6 came with that kit is not going to work. I think there's an exhaust leak. Let me see again. Definitely an exhaust leak. Okay, so it started. That's a sign. That's a good sign. But I'm going to need to put this other exhaust ring back on because that one obviously is not sealing. Okay, I've had to open the garage door. So I'm going to let this air out for a little bit, and I'm going to put that other, if you could hear anything I was saying, I'm going to put that other exhaust gasket on there because this one is obviously not sealing. So hopefully this one's, the old one seals still. But I'll get that all done and I'll bring you guys back. Okay, garage is open. Exhaust is back on. I'm going to start this battery jumper. We're going to start it again, or try to, and see and make sure it doesn't leak a shit ton of exhaust. Okay, so it looks like it might still be leaking some exhaust. Not sure what from, but now obviously I can't touch the exhaust because it's hot. Seems to be running fine though. I won't really know if it's smoking or anything because it's got oil that's had to burn off. This exhaust is kind of loose, so I'm not sure if it's because of that or what. I don't think it should do that. That piece not tight. Maybe. Maybe that's what it is. Pretty tight. Huh. It's throwing oil out of that exhaust, out of the exhaust, the head right there, so I'm not sure if it's just because it's fresh. I've never rebuilt a motor like this, or if something's wrong with this exhaust gasket that is obviously maybe needs a new one. Maybe I have it on backwards. I mean, I don't think I do. It fits on there pretty well. But maybe it has to burn off some of the other stuff. It did throw oil out here, so I'm not quite sure. But for now, we're going to call it good. It's almost midnight, or past actually, maybe past, I'm not sure. But we'll pick this back up tomorrow. So will it be for me and maybe tomorrow night even. So hopefully during the day where I have more light, but I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Okay, so it's been some time since I recorded. I literally don't know what I recorded last. I'm sure you will know because I've edited this video already, but I've got everything back together on the Sportsman. I fixed the exhaust leak and I put all the plastics back on, and I've ran it for about maybe 5 miles or so. It smoked a little bit at first, which I'm sure is the oil burn off from the piston and lubing it up. But so far, no oil burn. I did do an oil change, but I'll do another one probably after 50 or so miles just to kind of get all the, settling metal after it's been wearing in. But I currently can't really ride it much because the battery is shot. I had to take it out. I actually ordered a new one. Supposedly it's supposed to be here today. So I'll get that fixed up. And I ordered some latches for that thing, and I'll maybe make a video on replacing those. But so far, so good. I don't know really where to end this video or where I even started it. Like I said, I lost a lot of footage for this. Well, all the footage because my phone messed up, but the forward's good. It's all back together. I need some things for it, but that'll be in a future video. So for as of right now, it's officially done. I'm going to call it done, at least maybe for the editing of this video. So this is it, and it's finished glory. So that's the end of this video. I appreciate you guys for sticking around if you've stuck around this long. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see anything else with this four-wheeler. I'm not sure yet if I'm decided on selling it or keeping it. We will see. I still haven't really decided yet because I kind of want to do some things to my truck, but I don't really have the money yet to do it. And if I sold this, I'd be able to do it. So not sure yet. I still kind of want to have a four-wheeler, maybe to do some projects on, but we'll see what the future holds. And if you want to find out, like I said, hit the subscribe button. So that's the end of the video, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a good one.